Stickies.
I know. Okay, so let's address the elephant in the room. Well, several elephants in the room.
So we forgot our chopsticks again. And there's some reason behind it, okay? So we're not in Hawaii, obviously. This is not the our typical background. So we're actually in Texas. And when we come to Texas, we forgot to bring our chopsticks.
It's too big to fit in the suitcase, okay?
And what do you have, Lauren?
Like a coffee stir thing, right?
That's a stick.
Yeah. And then if you look really, really, really close up, the second elephant in the room, okay? I woke up yesterday with a weird eye situation. Pay no attention to the eye situation, okay?
A little puffy.
Yes, I don't know what happened. Maybe it's the allergies. I don't know.
like a pirate.
Oh, so yeah, okay. And any other elephants in the room?
Well, I said we were back in Texas right now recording in our studio. Does it look familiar? This is our conference room in our studio.
So we're actually here on spring break. Ryan is actually at his friend's house. There, he's spending several nights there. And then Emma and Kate is spending time with Grandma because they actually haven't seen Grandma, Sean's mom, for a while. So then she came and spent time with them. So we're free just for a few hours so we can record this podcast.
So not really free. We're working.
Yeah, we still have to work. Okay, so now let's just stick to today's topic, which is a in-depth behind the scene of our Nickelodeon show, Ryan's Mystery Playdate.
Woo! And we did talk about it in the previous episode, but we kind of focused on how it started. We didn't really talk about what's it like when we start filming. So we're going to kind of go a little bit deeper dive on what's it like filming each episode.
Yeah, we mentioned this several times before, but I think it's important I bring it up because I really want it to be known out there that, you know, the reason why we started the show, again, Ryan's Mystery Playdate, is I really do want Ryan to understand what's it like to film a TV show that is not just his mom or his dad filming him, because he did express an interest saying that, oh, I want to be a comedian when he grows up. So when we picked up the show, I was really excited for him because this is an experience, right, that not every kid gets. So I wanted him to experience it.
Oh, yeah.
And we mentioned this before, but 100% of what he makes on the show is his. We don't take any percentage from whatever he makes, and even 100% of our talent fee goes straight into his account. So we really just want to be there to just support him. I think it's a really cool, unique experience that I know we are very fortunate we get to do together as a family. Anyways, I was talking about what is Ryan's Mystery Playdate. A summary.
So in the show, not only Ryan, but us too, we all participate together in each episode. We go through 3 different challenges, and each time we complete the challenge, we get a clue or hint. And with these hints, we're trying to guess who our mystery guest for that episode. And if we get it right, that guest will show up at the end of the episode, and then we get to do a play date with him.
Yeah, and the challenges can range from a physical thing like the floor is lava, or it could be mystery box. We actually have one right in the back.
It's really, really heavy.
Oh, look, there's a picture behind. That's us.
So this one is the mystery box. Kind of looks like a digital camera.
If we figure out how to open it, all these gears, this will usually pop out, and then that would usually give us another hint.
Just so you guys know, it's a kids show, but it's really difficult to open that box. Sometimes Lauren or even I cannot figure out how to open it.
Right, that's why we have to work together as a team to open it.
Okay, we're going to talk about what's the typical script look like on our show. And just so you guys know, this is the first time we ever seen the script for TV show, right? And I was surprised at the format. I guess everybody used the exact same format for the script.
We are given this every evening, right? And remember, the show is the next day. So the show is half scripted. So half of it's usually in the beginning and ending. We always start the show the same way and end the show the same way. So that is scripted. And then I'm usually in charge of explaining how the challenges work and what do we have to do to win. So that part is scripted in there. What isn't scripted is the actual challenge part. So we usually ad-lib, you know, like, oh, Ryan, you go there, you do this. And we cheer him on, whatever. So that part is unscripted. There's some page with different color. Do you see it? This one is blue. It means it's been revised. So that's how we know we should pay attention, because it changed from the evening before.
Or even the day of too. So sometimes we're in the trailer waiting for our scene to be start filming. The scriptwriter comes in like, oh, okay, this one page, we just revise it. And then they bring us the different color page and then just quickly swap out that page.
Right. So here's another revision that is yellow too. So from the original.
That's how we all make sure we all on the same page.
Right.
Page. I was just surprised how much changes it go through the script.
Yeah. Even while we're on set too, right? The script says, say this. Sometimes it might sound good on paper, but then when you actually say it, it doesn't sound right. So they would, change it right on the spot.
And sometimes like we do like challenges and the rule is, okay, you have to complete this 3 times. But then when we try it, it's so difficult. We only can do 1 time. So we just change the narrative.
So yeah, let's talk about the actual first season, because it is a show that we never done before. We only have created YouTube channel, and usually our YouTube channel is very unscripted. We just create it on the fly, right? We do a scene and then all together we're like, okay, what should we do next? Very improv. So that's why when you watch it, it doesn't look professional, because we really are just amateur, people. We don't have any background or any knowledge in filmmaking or script writing or anything. So.
And then we all hate doing redos, right? Especially Ryan. He wants to do everything in 1 take. So sometimes we do say unnecessary thing or we mess it up. We still keep it. Unless it's like over the line.
Yeah.
We still keep it. Just because we can just keep it going with the filming process, and we can keep it short that way.
Right. So when we started the show, we usually film in the summertime. And when the first season came around, we came there a few days early, right? Because they rented us a production house. And then we showed up to the set. They tore us around the set. We had to try on clothes. So they gave us many different options. And then there's like a whole bunch of people in the back just trying to, alter our clothes to make sure it fits. And then there's like challenge team that came up with the challenges. And so they have us test out the challenges, make sure that we're able to perform and do it. Make sure that it's fun for Ryan to do when it's time to film, which I'm glad. I mean, it came out really great, very iconic.
Yeah, everybody have the specific color scheme. I'm assigned to blue color, Luann's pink, and Ryan's red. It really stands out. Even though the set and the background is vibrant, like our costume is so iconic that it still stands out, even with the vibrant background. Oh, and the most important role of the show is the showrunner, right? And the showrunner for Ryan's Mystery Playdate is Jeff Suffin.
And Jeff, if you're watching, we're so sorry we butcher your name. We love you. Please
I
forgive
think
us.
a lot of people do, so not only me.
Here, I have a script of all the people on the show here. It's so crazy how many people it takes to run a TV show, right? Not only do we have a director, right? We have a line producers, challenge producer, associate challenge producer, like PAs. There's 4 camera operator, and each camera operator have an assistant camera operator. There's a sound mixer. You get it. There's a lighting design, so make sure it's not too dark or too bright, right?
Also, shouldn't forget the catering too. Those are the part of the crew too.
Right.
Each filming day, there is a catering truck who prepares the lunch and breakfast.
Right.
And those are part of the crew too.
Yeah, of course they are.
Yeah.
There's like makeup department, hair department, costume design. There's so prop makers, right? They're so talented. And every time that we finish a challenge, there's so many PAs that just come and quickly clean up, which we really appreciate their efficiency.
Yeah, and some of the challenge gets really messy. It looks like it's just almost impossible to film for the rest of the day. It all looks like slimed out. They use like this special vacuum to suck up all the slime on the floor.
Right.
And it was amazing how quickly they can clean up the stage.
A little known fact, we mentioned that it takes a whole day to film an episode of Ryan's Mystery Playdate. That is true. However, the beginning and end, because it's very repetitive, like we kind of say the same thing to intro the show, and we kind of say the same thing to end the show, just like YouTube video, right? You guys watch YouTubers that kind of start out with the same catchphrase and they end with the same ending. So to make it more efficiently, we actually filmed the beginning kind of all together, a whole bunch of them together, and then we take a break and then we film the ending all together too. That way it's more efficient for the camera crew, right? So I don't have to like adjust and move the camera. And it also helps us too, because by the 5th take, we already memorize our line. Because if we do it every day, I think I would forget.
Right. Being able to film the one specific scene with a consistent angle all throughout, just within the day, it's really helpful. So that was really smart that they did that. I think that's all these smart planning really made it possible to complete one episode a day. Typically a TV show, it takes a week for them to complete one episode. So it's amazing how the team of the Ryan's Mystery Playdate were able to fit all that within a day.
Right. And also too, right, on the show, because Ryan as a kid, he does have a set teacher. And ever since we found the set teacher that we love, we've been asking him, inviting him to be Ryan's set teacher ever since. And he has been.
That's one of the first things we ask every time we have a discussion about the next season is Ryan's set teacher, Scott, is he coming back? Because not only he's a great teacher, he's also so caring to Ryan too. He always goes beyond to do like trying to care for Ryan. A lot of times set teacher, not only they teach curriculum to kids, but they also have to look out for kids' well-being too. What I mean by that is when they're filming, the set teacher always at present is watching, make sure all this filming process is not harmful for kids, and how long the kids on camera too. So every time they need to go film Ryan, they go through Scott, the set teacher, and making sure Ryan is capable of filming with his current break in the schedule.
So now we're going to talk about what is a typical day of Ryan's Mystery Playdate look like. We usually get picked up, depending on the season, but we usually get picked up around 7 a.m. When we get there, they usually give us an hour to eat. And it's always not fair because I'm the girl and they always pull me first for hair and makeup.
It takes the longest for Luann to be ready.
You might not be able to tell when I'm on set. I didn't realize I needed so much enhancement,
I almost feel offended, okay? So Luann's spending like an hour on her makeup, and I pop in and, okay, you're good. Oh, what?
No, maybe you don't need it. Maybe you already look good, okay? No. And she's looking at me and she's like, you need a lot of work. Sit down. Life of a girl, okay? Because if you're a girl, you know what I'm talking about. It's not fair. But yeah, so we would spend time doing hair and makeup, mainly me. We would change our clothes and get ready. And then the sound person usually would come and mic us up.
Yeah, there are multiple times that the sound team has to go in and adjust Ryan's mic. Because there's a sound pack that you usually attach to either ankle or the back of your pants. Ryan doesn't like it. So they actually made a special belt for Ryan. But still, Ryan complains every now and then.
Yeah, because when we film at home, we don't use any mic. So whatever picks up from the camera is what we take at home. So it's not something that we're used to, Yeah,
I was amazed. So we use those mic, right? Lavalier mic. In addition to that, there is a person from the sound team, one person always on the set, carrying the boom mic with like very long rod. So it looks very heavy when he's carrying it.
So yeah, so by 8:30 is usually when we go on set. And I love the beginning because when it's time to go on set at 8:30, the sound team will turn on the theme song of Ryan's Mystery Playdate. Everybody's cheering to it, singing the theme song. Who will it be? It's a mystery.
That music really kind of gives us like a little turning on our switch.
Right.
To be on the ready for the action.
Yeah. And then once we're on, the challenge team usually would explain the challenge to us, make sure we understand the challenge that we need to do, and then I understand how to explain the challenge. It's hard for me because they say, again, it's not their fault, right? But sometimes it doesn't work out once you actually see the challenge. They would say like, okay, I know this script says this line, but can you change it to this? And I'm all like, can you write it down for me? I'm not good at memorizing, so on the spot. So
my line is shorter, a lot shorter than Luann. And I don't talk as often, but a lot of times there is a comedic humor. More often it's me saying it. It's difficult for me because I don't understand the reference of the joke. I didn't really grow up in the US, and a lot of jokes are referenced to like classic TV shows or comedian or music. None of those I have any knowledge. I didn't grow up here, so.
Right. Sometimes they're dad jokes, but for some reason, Sean doesn't get it either.
Yeah,
so.
I don't get it either.
Well, I think it's because you came from a different culture and background, you know?
Yeah, I think so. I think just typically in the US, a lot of people say the Japanese people laugh 3 times. First, when they hear the joke. Next timing is when the person who said the joke explain why it's funny, and you laugh again. And after the Japanese person go home and they laugh the 3rd time when they finally get the joke. So I don't have what it takes to understand the joke.
You tried your best. It's hard.
Yeah, I guess just probably the closest person, the way I am on the Ryan Mystery Playdate is the what was it, Uncle Jesse or
You mean Joey?
Uncle Joey, sorry, or like a Dumb and Dumber, right?
Again, that is an act, okay? He was a structural engineer, okay?
Every single time after, okay, cut. And then I was like, I have a master in engineering. The most fun part for me is the challenges, because a lot of times I get messy.
Yeah.
Either I get pied on, or slammed on, or splashed on. A lot of stuff flowing. I mean, I feel like I take shower like 5 times a day.
Yes. And it's kind of not unfair to Sean because they always use him, you know, as the messy person for challenges, right? And it's so funny because the challenge team came up to me and says, hey, Loanne, so we're thinking about just maybe a little slime on your hand. Do you think that's okay? And Sean was like, what? You ask her if there is slime on her hand and that's okay? And you just dumped a whole bunch of slime on me and don't even ask?
It's okay. It's an easy things for me to do. It's all I need to do is a react, and there's no like, really line on the script. So I was like, oh yes, I like it. Just please slime me. I don't know if any of you guys been pied before, but when you get pied, the smell of the pie remains in your nose. How much you clean it.
Yeah.
So next morning when I first got pied, the next morning I was like, Lauren, I think there's like a milk going bad. Like I smelled milk. Like everywhere in the house, and then it was actually in my nose. The whipped cream was kind of went bad, and that smell kind of stayed in there, so I could smell it the whole day next day.
Yeah, it does not smell good. I've been pied several times too, not as much as Sean, obviously, but yeah, that smell stays with you.
You know, when you pie people, it really shows the personality. Sorry, I'm really like deep on the pieing people because. I don't know. I think if I count, I've probably been pied 100 times. So when you get pied, like I can tell the difference. Some people, they put too much force. I almost blown away, and almost felt like that person somehow did not like me. There's one episode, I felt like a little bit anger in the pieing process toward me. It was so hard. You can see on that episode, I was just blown out on one side.
That was not an act.
And there's one time I was pied by the WWE wrestler too. That was also scary.
And then after the challenge, then obviously they have to go and clean it up and reset camera. So then we have a little break. We would be able to go back on into our trailer while we wait for the next challenge to be set up. You know, because Ryan's a kid. Actually, a lot of people like to work on our show, Ryan's Mystery Playdate show, because it's a shorter format show. You know, a lot of time crews have to be on set for like 12 hours, 14 hours, you know, but because of Ryan, because, you know, he can only film a certain amount of time, they're able to go home earlier than usual. So the instant that is time is usually at 4 o'clock for the first season. They call it him turning into a pumpkin, right? He can no longer film, not even extra 10 seconds. You know, sometimes the challenges take so long, like that they would do the countdown. They're like, guys, you have like 20 seconds left to finish this challenge, you know, and there's like a timer going on. And there were several times, right, that we cut it really, really close to that 10 second.
Sometimes we feel the pressure, right?
Yeah.
Because they're trying to finish that episode before 4, and sometimes things goes wrong and not going as we planned, and just cutting really close to the 4 o'clock. So this is actually the regulated law in California and LA. There are some states have the similar law too. It depends on what their age is. Younger they are, the shorter the length they can be on the filming set. But yeah, so if any of those people in this industry want to come work for Ryan's Mystery Playdate next season, that's one of the incentive. You can go home early.
Yeah, so many people would tell me, what, I actually have time to go grocery shopping before I go home?
Yeah, I didn't know those people who works for TV, they work so hard, like almost all day, all night, right? During the season, and then they take a long break.
Not everybody,
recharge.
but yeah. I mean, it's because they work so hard when they, are on the set. So I get why you need to take a break, or else you'll burn out.
Wow.
So yeah, there might be more part to Ryan's Mystery Playdate. If you guys noticed from season 1 to season 4, there is a gradual, change. Actually, drastic change, right? From season 1 to season 4.
Oh, yeah.
With the set and everything. But, I do want to say that the producers and the showrunner, Jeff and Albie, they really listen to us, and they really listen to what our concerns and our thoughts and advice. For example, we during that time we say, hey, can we do this challenge and that challenge? And within a few days, they made it happen. And they also listened to Ryan too. When we had went the first season of Ryan's Mystery Playdate, Ryan said, what would make this room cool? A slide. And you know what happened? Next season, they brought in a slide for Ryan. So if you haven't watched Ryan's Mystery Playdate, you should watch it on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, good segue. Yeah. All right, the next segment is what's new on Ryan's World. We want to mention about this new exciting launch. We just launched Ryan's Rescue Squad. This is a brand new console game from Ryan's World brand. It's available on Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox, any console that you have, you can play it. And you can play with 2 players. So either playing with your siblings or playing with your parents. It'll be fun. Double the fun. And here's the trailer.
Hi, I'm Ryan, and I'm so excited to be playing my new game.
It's supposed to feel.
The show, obviously, the
Sticky word of the day.
Which, because of Ryan's Mystery Playdate, all the challenges is so fun. So we thought the word should be
fun.
Yay!
Yay! Fun in Japanese is tanoshii.
Tanoshi.
Tanoshii.
Tanoshi. So I can say, this is so tanoshi.
You have to be monotone.
Oh.
Tanoshii.
Tanoshi.
Sorry, tanoshii.
Okay, how do you say fun in Vietnamese? You didn't ask. It is Yui.
Yui.
Yui. Not Yui.
Well, okay. So your cousin's name is?
Yui.
Fun is?
Yui. Totally different.
Your cousin is fun. Say it in Vietnamese.
Okay. Yui is Yui.
Okay, I have no clue the difference. They all sound the same. Yui.
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 Yui. All right. Thank you so much again for joining us on this Yui episode of the Stick with Kaji podcast. If you like it, give us a big thumbs up. Again, you can follow me on Instagram here. You can also listen to our podcast wherever you listen to podcasts also. And give us a big thumbs up. Join again next Saturday when we do another fun and exciting episode. Any last words?
See you guys. It's all Yui.
Tanoshi.
Yeah, tanoshi.
Bye. Have a fantastic day, you guys.
That's a wrap.